Welcome to Sage Becomes Him. There are so many things to take into consideration for me, there are so many things to take into consideration when I'm remembering the patterns that I developed in my brain, in my head, that started at a young age. And those things are very useful to know when you're trying to change who you become as a result of them. I want to be my best self now. And in order to do that, I have to realize that I'm in charge of it. Now, I don't always go there because it's a mental strategy that it's still a little foreign to me, even though I've been presented with it, a dozen times by different friends over the years. It took a long time to settle in to my psyche, and as a way to change the way you react to things and do things. It's intense sometimes. With everything I've done, the one thing that remained constant in my life was drinking. About 25 is when I really started drinking at different points, like at home to, have a pre-cocktail, and then, just little tiny things throughout my life after 25 that propelled me to continue drinking on all occasions. Most of it was the fact that I had learned to hate myself. And I don't like to harp on that, but to understand the transition out of all that mentality, being sober is the way that I've become aware of how to maneuver through all of this stuff. And it's a process. I believe the mentality behind it was damaging on a level that not a lot of people understood. I mean, just to talk about what happened in the military is so intense sometimes. Last summer when I first brought it up, I was invited to go to this US Vets thing in Las Vegas, and I was homeless, and I needed a job, and I needed, money, and I was just broke and penniless, about to lose my car. And I went into this thing nervous because I hadn't been around the military. I hated the military. Still, last summer, 52 years old, still hating the military. And I go to this US Vets thing, and all of a sudden, the transformation happened. It was incredible. So I walk into this great big huge building, and there's all these military personnel everywhere, and civilians and people working with the military who were in the military, and they greeted me with open arms, and I'm ready for them to kick me out. That's how I learned to be. And so I got in there, and they took me with open arms, and they were the most, I saw transgendered people, and I saw gay and lesbian, and I saw straight, and men and women in every color, every nationality, and they were all the most engaging, wonderful people ever. And mind you, a stark contrast from what I knew the military to be like and to be about. And so that was the change. That was the moment I allowed myself to be part of this encompassing group of people who for whatever it's worth, loved me and supported and were proud of my service. I never called myself a veteran. I didn't think of myself one because they kicked me out. I thought I was done. I thought I was finished, finito. And, to have that happen last summer is the best healing that could have ever taken place for me, because it started the change inside of me, the change where I'm no longer that person, and that was incredible. I really don't think anyone understood me that was my battle my entire life. So people that I worked with from New Jersey to California to Colorado to North Dakota to South Dakota to Wyoming, even last year in Las Vegas, and now here in St. George, it's people don't see what that did. And I did it to myself. I get the prison I lived in for so long, the mentality that I lived in for so long, caused by something. It's just so It's so hard to explain it. But the cool thing is the redemption, finding your voice after all these years, finding the desire to do something great, to be part of something great, and to not let anyone or anything in your way that's going to change that direction again. That you're going to allow yourself to believe you're good, to believe you're worth it, to believe there's love in your heart, and I'm learning about the chakras and the energy around us, and it's so powerful and so great to be part of that. The simple translation out of going into drag and doing it because that's the only place you felt love. I felt love. That's the only place I would step out and felt confident, felt powerful, felt the adoration and the respect and the love of other people from all walks of life. When Sage stepped out, she controlled the room. She was noticed. There was no denying she was in the room. I'm 6 foot tall, so with heels on and hair, I'm a 7 foot tall drag queen. I'm pretty tall. People knew I was there, and they loved her. And it took a long time to put Sage and Marc together, and it's still a challenge for me to bring and mesh the two together. All the positive things I did for Sage, because I had to put a dress on to do it, I used to think. And that's where it becomes so unique for me now to try to bring that back to life in a way that's embracing Marc, myself, and embracing that character that I created with Sage. And it's a journey, a good journey, but we'll work on it. It's a day-to-day thing, and it's a mentality. There's an Apple special on mental health, and it's so important for us to understand the mental health the mental health side of this. I can give you all the stories in the world to show where the mental health on my head went to. But the bottom line is, where do I go from here? Where do I take that compassion to still entertain and still be part of a bigger picture for myself? I believe it's out there. I just sometimes don't always know what it is or what it should be. How to bring what I do know into a conversation that's engaging and fun to listen to, that's not going to bore you or bore the audience, God forbid. I'm at 108 days sober, and that is something I'm doing one day at a time. And so one day at a time, I'm changing little habits intentionally so that I have a better life. I bought a bed. I own a bed, finally, with a bed frame. They're both new, brand new. I'm the first one to sleep in them, with the sheets brand new, 400 thread count. And so making my bed every day and having my room picked up is like a very good step to have. If you don't make your bed every day, then I suggest trying it, because it has changed little things. Just doing that in the morning, getting up and making the bed, and it's made right now, and it looks so inviting. I'm so ready to jump into my bed later and just sink into the sheets, and love my bed. So that's one little tiny thing that I've done, as well as continuing to film this journey. And it's kind of starting out slow, and I haven't mastered the art of creating YouTube videos with all the little bells and whistles on there, but I'm not an AI doing it. The videos that are YouTube that are AI done, it's like, it's frustrating to watch that. But hopefully, with intention, with continuing this journey, continue showing all the things I'm doing to present a better me for myself, Sage is going to come out of this. You will see me dress in drag. You will see me attempt to do my makeup again for Sage with today's techniques, because I'm telling you, I tried it probably 2 weeks ago, and I did my eyebrows for the first time. I put this glue stuff on my eyebrows, and wow. Last year, I shaved my eyebrows. Shaved my eyebrows off because I wanted to try drawing the eyebrows, and I failed miserably. It was an epic fail. So I have some people that I know that do makeup stuff, and I'm going to reach out to them and hopefully have a two-way conversation that I can videotape to start the journey on stage. And I'm very excited for that. So we'll see what happens with that, as well as the practice tutorials on how to do it, plus all the preparation work to get this mug into shape. So stay tuned. Glad you're here. And let me know if there's any stories you have that you want to hear. I have tons.